Hey you guys, so today I'm going to be doing a try on and wear test throughout the day of the new Fenty, I don't know if it's Eavesdrop or Easy Drop blurring skin tint, okay? I've been seeing some like little mixed reviews online. This is like, it sounds like it should be up my alley, like a light coverage, a skin tint, you know what I mean? That's what I'm all about. I'll show you guys how it applies. I apply it both with a beauty blender and then a brush just to kind of see like the difference between the two. Spoiler, there isn't really any, and just don't watch the video. I'll go fuck myself. Okay, that's it. Let's jump into the video. Okay, so I have my concealer on already because I did my eyes, obviously. That's all ready to go. The rest of my skin is prepped like normal. I'm gonna pull up the Sephora synopsis of what is supposed to be going on with this product here so we know what to expect and prepare for. Okay, so a lightweight, buildable, light to medium coverage skin tint that leaves skin looking blurred and smooth in flexible shades for all. Coverage is supposed to be light, finish is supposed to be natural, formulation liquid. I don't think there's any lies there. This is an easy to apply flexible skin tint Rihanna wanted to create. It quickly and visibly evens out your complexion with a blurred effect. The Hydra Blend Complex and Humidity, Sweat, and Transfer Resistant formula has a smooth texture that layers well with primer and skincare. Anytime that I see blurring in regards to a foundation, my mind goes to, so very silicone heavy. Like that's what I'm anticipating kind of thing. And I don't love foundations that have that are chock full of silicone. Like there's silicone in tons of products that I love, but with foundations, like when it has that kind of it's such a specific texture when it's like that I'm picturing. It's kind of like, you know, like Benefit Professional kind of has that slippery, I don't know, it's just weird. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and put this on. I'm gonna try it with a beauty blender on one side and then with my brush on the other, just so I can see how it applies differently depending. I'm also gonna put my headphones in. What are we fucking doing here? Everyone always asks what I'm listening to, and right now I'm really going on a trip down memory lane because the other day Matt was like, did you know Miley Cyrus has a brother? And he's all tattooed and stuff. And I was like, fucking obviously I knew that. I listened to Metro Station in middle school. I'm like, don't disrespect my middle school culture. And then I've just been listening to all these bands that I listened to in middle school. Cute Is What We Aim For, Fall Out Boy, Paramore. Just having a great time. So anyways, I picked up shade 4. I'll start with my beauty blender, I think. I feel like actually that was a good color. I feel like I'm getting pretty good at buying my foundations online. Interesting. I've heard some kind of mixed reviews of this online. Let me not speak too soon. But I've heard some mixed reviews and I've heard quite a few people say that they don't really like it. And maybe it's more of a wear thing, but I mean, upon initial application, this looks just fucking great. That sounded sarcastic, but it wasn't meant to be. It's such a good, the perfect coverage. It's not super light. I know a lot of people, when you think light coverage, people picture Glossier skin tint, which is that's not light coverage. That's let's put a drop of pigment into a serum because we're models. That's not the light coverage that the majority of the world needs in their life kind of thing. This is such a good light coverage. It's not my redness is completely canceled out or anything else, but it just looks really nice and even. God, it just is so nice. I'm so shocked. It does look a little dry already, even right around here. And this is kind of a more matte texture than I would normally go for right out the gate. But I think I mentioned in a recent video that I've been going a little bit more, rather a little bit less dewy than I normally go for, just because my skin is so textured right now that I'm finding if I'm pairing a dewy foundation with dewy products that I'm going to be putting on afterwards, my blush and bronzer and highlight being dewy, which it always is, then I find that it's just a little bit too much. I also didn't use that much product, and typically when you're using a beauty blender, it soaks up quite a bit of product itself. But anyways, I'm going to go in with my brush now. And I'm just going to kind of pat that on like I normally do. I don't feel like a huge difference between like the appearance of the application between the brush side and the sponge side. I'm so shocked. I'm enjoying this so much. Using a brush definitely soaked up way more product for some reason. I'm going to go over my nose with my Beauty Blender, just because I find that I'm able to get a little bit better coverage and everything with my Beauty Blender. My FedEx person delivers so many packages here that she knows who I am. She just brought me a package and she was like, I think your address is wrong on file for this brand because it like has the wrong address here and like I know where you live but like someone else might not. Like, okay, clearly I fucking am ordering too much online. Anyways, okay. I'm enjoying this so much. Like I really was like, oh God. When I was watching everyone talk about it, I was like, oh fuck, like I'm kind of regretting ordering it just because like I do have a tendency to order so many foundations. I feel like I'm like getting ahead of myself. I'm like speaking too soon. I'm gonna do check-ins throughout the day on this foundation. Let me see how close I can get here. I definitely do see like a little bit of dryness already. Like I obviously just applied this, settling in around my smile lines and then this weird little line that I have above my lip when I smile. I don't know why it's there. But I don't feel like it looks particularly dry elsewhere. Like maybe if it was a day where I didn't like take the time to like properly exfoliate or something, then I could see this going south very rapidly. I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna try some other products that I picked up. I'm sweating so much. Okay, I got this. I don't know how this is gonna go, but I got this from this brand Merit, and it's in the shade Amber. Merit, I'm so sorry if you're from Merit. Merit is like this shitty town. So I live in Vancouver. I used to live in Kelowna, and Merritt's kind of like a halfway point, sort of, between the two. And it's just the worst. Like, it is the worst town ever. It's so depressing and so small. And every time I look at this brand, I'm like, I just can't bring myself to purchase it because it's named Merit. Anyways, what is this supposed to be? A perfecting complexion stick. I looked at this and I was like, a bronzer, no? Like, I feel like this would be a good bronzer for me. So that's what I'm gonna use it for. Boop. Oh shit, that's okay. You know what I mean? You see what I'm saying? Let me see if I like it better if I pick it up here too. I say that I couldn't pick up anything from this brand, by the way. I feel like I need to preface this because I did also get a lip product from them. But I was hesitant for a while when I was looking at it in the new at Sephora section. I'm curious what Merit is like marketing this for. Like, are they marketing it like as a concealer stick, or are they marketing it as a foundation stick? Because very small, very baby foundation. If so, hold on, let me look it up. A lightweight medium coverage complexion stick with a natural looking finish to replace the foundation and concealer in your makeup bag. Wow, it's a bold claim. This 2-in-1 complexion stick lets you make, oh my God, what is going on with me? My brain is like literally turning to mush. This 2-in-1 complexion stick lets you make edits only where you need them, created to mimic the fuck it. I guess if you had really nice skin, I feel like this would be like a little like time consuming to me to be like all over my fucking face. I don't know, man. Although I guess it does like blend pretty far and wide. I'm gonna pick a little bit of that up on my e.l.f. brush and just stipple it across my nose. My doctor. Sorry, I just had to take a call from my doctor. She's the best, by the way. She's just the fucking bomb. This doesn't matter. This concerns no one. But my doctor was like filling prescriptions like over the phone during COVID for a while. So like the last 2 times that I got my prescription filled, she just filled it over the phone kind of like same day or like the next day or whatever. And then I was getting low on my antidepressants. I called her office and the lady at the front is like the worst. Like, she just is so rude and shitty. I was like, hey, like I just needed to like fill this prescription. She was like, okay, well, she booked an appointment for me that was like 2 weeks out, and I was like, oh, like before I was just kind of like filling them over the phone, and so I don't have enough to get me 2 weeks. And she was like, well, you should be calling us at least a month in advance. And I was like, okay, well, obviously something's changed here. And I was like, okay. But my doctor, like, she's on this like medical app thing. When she first asked me to sign up for it, she was like, if you ever need to message me, if you ever can't get a hold of me, because I think she knows the chick at her front desk is like the worst. And she was like, if you ever need to get a hold of me, just message me on there. And I felt so bad, but I was like, hey, I'm so sorry, but like, I'm gonna run out of my medication before I can get in to see you. Is this gonna be okay, like pregnancy wise? Because I just don't know if that like impacts like baby at all. And she was like, not a problem at all. Calling you tomorrow. Don't worry. Like, we'll get this figured out. So, anyways, that was that. Doesn't matter. I like this color a lot. I actually feel like this is gonna be a good replacement for my Milk Baked bronzer. I talked about this in a recent video too, but I love that bronzer. Those of you that have been here for a minute probably know. I really like how that bronzer blends out. I like the color of it. It smells horrifying. That doesn't seem like something that should like drive you to not use a product, unless it's like a lip product. Like obviously like having something that tastes shitty or like smells shitty on your lips is like not fun, but if it's a face product and it doesn't smell great, it usually doesn't matter because you don't really smell it. The smell of that Milk bronzer, it also was deeply expired, but the smell of that Milk bronzer from start to finish is so pungent, Phyllis. Oh my God, it is ridiculous. I hadn't worn it in a little while. I put it on kind of recently, and we were driving out to go to eat somewhere, and I like turned my face to like, Alyssa was like in the backseat, and I turned my face to like talk to her, and then when I turned back, I was like, oh God, it was like a cloud of the scent of that Milk bronzer, and I was like, okay, like, I'm not one to like dispose of products that often, like lip glosses and stuff, okay, sure, but like, I use mascaras way past their like expiry date, concealers, lipsticks, like all, like, I don't care. That was something where I was like, I can't, this is getting outlandish. So anyways, I feel like that'll be a nice kind of alternative for me. I picked up 2 new blushes. I got this one from Milk. The colors of their swatches were so whack. Hold on. Blush light. I love that word. I love that like marketing name. Well, I guess that one's not bad. Yeah, that one's okay. But some of them are just so confusing. Anyways, okay, so I got that one. I'm gonna swatch this one and just, feels lovely. It's more shiny because of like the reflex that are in it, like the pearl that's in it to me, rather than like being texturally really shiny. I got another blush from this brand Say because I really liked their cream blush formula. So I got this kind of like bright coral one, and I was gonna do like a whole like monochromatic situation here, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna swatch that one too and just see. Both? Let's just see how it goes, okay? I know you think I'm probably like being crazy, but maybe I am crazy. If you can't handle me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best. Oh, fuck, that stains like a bitch. Okay. Something to be conscious of. I'm gonna take this Melt Bronzer, blush, and I'm gonna put it on my face. I've really been liking wearing too much blush lately. I'm going back to my roots. Something's not mixing nicely here. I feel like it looks okay on camera, but that's typically the case. It looks like very textured on my skin in person for some reason. And then I'm gonna layer, again, because I'm a crazy person, let me shake up this liquidy ass formula. I'm gonna put a little bit of that on the back of my hand and just kind of stipple my brush in. And I'm adding that over top, just to be silly. Just blush, you know what I mean? What did blush ever do to anyone? That's my question. Love it, okay. And then I got this lip oil from Merit. And I'm going to put that on. I'm going to be using this NARS lip pencil. They're not cruelty free these days. It's in the shade Saint Raphael. I'm going to put that on. See what's going on here? Coral, coral, coral. I swatched that lip oil, and it seemed like one that might kind of apply sort of janky, like not super evenly. So that's why I'm filling in my whole lip. Oh yeah, and this is in the shade Marrakesh. I don't know if I said that. All right, well, so far I'm really enjoying this foundation. I'm gonna do a little check-in. When did I start filming here? Let me take a look. God, I'm so sweaty, I just can't even describe. Okay, so I started filming maybe 40 minutes ago-ish. So I'll check back in throughout the day and let you know how I'm liking it. And we'll go from there. So BRB. Sup? Okay, it's been 4 hours. So we'll do our first little check-in and see how this is looking. Oh God, my mascara's transferring, I know that much. I'm still really liking this. When I first applied it, I felt like it was like a little dry around here, but I feel like that's actually gotten better as I've worn it, which is fairly unusual. Like I was kind of hoping, because this is a more like matte satin finish kind of on application, I was kind of hoping that like maybe like some of the rare moisture in my skin would like come through just a little bit and be like, let's mix together and see how it goes. And I feel like that's what happened. I feel like it's not as dry looking, and I'm happy about it. I do feel like you can see under here, it kind of like settled into my crevices around my nose, and I feel like it's breaking up a little bit on my nose, which is virtually the only place where I get like a little oily towards the end of the day is right on my wee nose. So I feel like that's starting to happen, but otherwise I'm feeling pretty good about it. It does look drier on my fucking head because I can't get Botox. The one true tragedy of pregnancy. So yeah, I don't know, man. I'm feeling okay so far, so I'll continue to check back in and let you know how it goes. Okay, bye. Okay, this is the 6-hour check-in. I still feel like, oh, there's a little mascara mark on my face. It's fine. I still feel like it's wearing quite well. I feel like I'm enjoying it almost more as the day goes on. It just looks a little bit less dry on my forehead area, and right around here I'm losing like a little bit of coverage like on my chin and my nose, which is like typically where I do kind of, it just like rubs off first. I don't know if that's where I like touch my face the most. I think also because I'm like wearing masks and stuff like that. I didn't wear a mask for very long today, but I wore, like honestly probably for like 20 minutes. I just went to the grocery store, but I feel like it held up okay. I haven't touched it up at all through mask wearing and stuff like that. It did say that it was transfer proof. I don't know that I would go that far personally. I had put like my sunglasses on, and it definitely did leave like huge indentations, which I just kind of like tapped out quickly. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's like transfer proof by any means, but I felt like it stayed on fairly well with my mask going over top for a couple minutes. But anyways, yeah, that's 6 hours there. Let me get nice and close for you. I feel like it looks okay. See you in a bit. Okay, Kuma's panting like outrageously loud in the background. Don't mind us, we just got back from our walk. This is my 8-hour check-in. I still feel like it really hasn't moved that much. I don't feel like hold on, let me get a mirror out here. I don't feel like I notice any area where it's like breaking up a ton. And obviously like I put that really dewy blush over top. And I feel like all those products are wearing well over top. Like they're not breaking up or getting like weird and patchy. I don't feel like it is clinging to any of my dry patches in a particularly big way. And I do feel like, again, like this area and like my forehead, which is like kind of like the driest spots on my face, I feel like they actually have looked better as the foundation has kind of like settled and like, are you okay, Kuma dog? Radio silence. I feel like they actually have looked better as the foundation has worn. I mean, really the only thing is like a little bit off my chin, a little bit off my nose, and a little bit kind of settling in there. The settling in there doesn't bother me like at all. And actually the wearing off my like nose and chin doesn't bother me either because we're wearing masks. That's where it normally wears off for me anyways. I'm like so happy with this. Like this is like one of the best foundations I've tried in a long time. It's one of the best skin tints I've tried ever, I think. Just based off this kind of like first day of wear. Like the perfect level of coverage to me. I might feel a little bit differently if I still had the redness that I was having at the beginning of, or like the more like my second trimester kind of thing, which you can like see in like past videos. Like my skin was quite red, and I still do have like that redness on my cheeks like I always do, but I don't know. I'm really happy with it. I'm like so pleasantly surprised. So this is gonna be my last check-in because a bitch is fucking tired. It's 8, man. It's almost 9, furthermore, and I'm tired. I'm growing human in my body. Growing human. I'm growing a human in my body. And I'm gonna go to sleep about it. So anyways, that's it. That's the whole thing. If you picked this up, let me know. I wanna know your thoughts, how you feel about it. I'm pleasantly surprised and happy, and I can't wait to wear it again tomorrow. And I feel like the color was a good match too. And, not gonna stop, like as that tint dried down, because like, you know, when people like talk about like their foundation like oxidizing or whatever, it's just kind of like what it looks like wet versus what it looks like dry, basically. And so as it dried down, like I don't feel like the color went particularly weird or like really orangey or anything like that. And I looked at it when I was like outside in daylight as well, and I felt like the color was like a good fit. So yeah, that's it. Let's see how the rest of my makeup held up, shall we? The lips I took off basically immediately. I feel like everything else is hanging in there. My mascara started to run a little bit because my eyes water really badly when I walk outside in the cold. This doesn't matter. Nobody gives a shit. Thanks so much, guys, and goodbye. And now you're gonna watch the outro, and the outro was bad. You'd think after, I think it's actually also been closer to 9 years that I've been doing social media, but you'd think after 9 years I'd have it down pat, and yet here we find ourselves. So that's everything, you guys. That's my thoughts. That's the little wear test and everything. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this was helpful for you. I feel like usually people just like pick things up so quickly now anyways that it's like no one's waiting for reviews, you know? My job is irrelevant. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye. Fucking sakes, I can't remember why. I've been filming more than ever. Probably doesn't feel like it right now because at the time that I'm filming this, I haven't been uploading that much, but I've been filming a lot, and I remember my outro not at all. Anyway, see you guys later.